Hey everybody, my name is Raina Myers and I'm so excited to get to come to you by video today. I will be one of the speakers at the Re3Women's Conference coming up August 12th in Miami County, Kansas. And I'm really excited to get to be there and also to hear the other speakers that are going to be there. And I hope I get to meet you there. So anyway, today I want to tell you a story. It's a story of two brothers that lived on Mount Moriah. One lived on this side and one lived on this side. And this is just an old traditional story that the rabbis would tell, and I love it. Both of these brothers were farmers, and both of them were very successful, and both of them loved each other very much. And one night, they're sleeping, and I don't know if I said this, one was single and one was married. And one that was married had lots of children, and the one that was single was dreaming one night. And he's gets woken up from his dreams, and he starts thinking just about life, you know, and what's going on, and how everybody's getting older now. His nieces and nephews are getting older, him and his brother are getting older. And, you know, how's that all going to work out? And he starts thinking about what a great guy his brother is and how much he loves him. And he starts wondering, you know, what can he do for him? Because he's getting older and he's going to, you know, he just has so many needs. So how can he help with that? And he starts thinking about it, turning it over in his mind. And after a little while, he just gets so excited. He gets these ideas going that he can't lay in bed any longer. So he gets up and he puts on his coat and he goes outside, and he knows what he's going to do. In an agrarian society, having plenty of crops means that you're wealthy, and that's what he had. And the brother had it too, but the single brother is just thinking he could add to his other brothers, and it's just going to make a really big difference for him. And so he's excited. So he starts gathering some of his crops together and carrying it himself up to the top of the mountain and down the mountain, and starts arranging it because it was harvest time. So he's arranging these sheaves and getting it all ready for his brother to wake up in the morning and find that he's got all this great bounty. And so he does it, and he's so excited, and he's so happy. He goes to bed and he sleeps really good. And well, it happens that, as the story goes, on the other side of the mountain, his brother woke up, and he starts thinking about life too, and how much he loves his brother, and the fact that he's not married, and that he has a lot of needs. And this brother over here, you know, he's done really well. He's wealthy, he has enough to share, so he wants to share with his brother, and he gets really excited about it to the point where he can't lay in bed anymore either. So he gets up and he puts on his coat and he goes outside and he starts gathering his crops and carrying them up to the top of the mountain and down and up the mountain and down. You know, it's because he's going to share his with his brother, and he arranges it nicely so this brother can wake up in the morning and see his great bounty and just feel blessed and excited. And he feels so excited because, remember what I said, they love each other a lot. So he goes to bed, and now he can sleep well. He's not disturbed by his dreams or these worries, and he gets good rest. And he gets up in the morning, and his brother gets up in the morning, and they go and they survey their crops, and wait a minute, there's not that big of a difference. This is strange. What's happened? Okay, I'll try again tonight, they think, you know. So they go to bed, and they get up in the middle of the night, and they sneak out, and they go through this whole process again, up the mountain, down the mountain. And they get up in the morning, and again, wait a minute, there's not that significant of a difference again. What's going on? So again and again and again, they go through this process, and of course, before long, the inevitable happens. They bump into each other in the middle of the night, and they realize what's been going on. They've been giving to each other, and it's overwhelming. They become overwhelmed, and they're crying, they're weeping, they're hugging each other and kissing each other on the cheek. And in the middle of this moment, the rabbis say that this heavenly voice comes and says, this is the basis of everything, brotherly love. And then again, this brotherly love is the basis of everything. And then the heavenly voice says, I'm gonna put my house here on Mount Moriah. And that's what happened. And in other words, this is where my presence is going to be. This is where my presence is going to live, at this place, this abode of brotherly love. And I love this story, and I think it's so true that the basis of everything is brotherly love. But I think it's also really true that this is exactly where we get stuck, because this is so important, because this is so true. This becomes one of the most threatened things in each of our lives. We get stuck because we've had all of these different experiences in our life that what Jesus said, he said to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, our soul, our strength, our might, and to love our neighbor as ourself. We get stuck because we can't do any of those things because we're not loving ourselves. We're not loving ourselves, and we're not loving our brother, and we're not loving ourselves or our brother, we're not loving God, and all these things work together. But it all sounds easy, like, okay, we'll get it all together because we'll love ourselves so we can love our brothers, so we can really love God, because this is the things that God cares about. But it isn't that easy. We get stuck on really, truly difficult, big things, things that we've dealt with from the time that we were little. And this makes me think of like another story or just another picture where I want you to imagine like a little one running along and scraping their knees. And I mean a real little one who knows that they're loved and they're safe, that their parents are nearby, but they scrape their knees, and now, you know, their knees are bloody. And so, you know, what is that little one going to do? Just naturally, a little one who knows that they're loved and they're safe isn't going to crunch up into a ball and be mad at themselves for falling. The little one's going to look up and look out, and who's going to come get me now? I'm reaching out, I'm looking up. So that's what's normal, that's what's natural, that's what we're born to do, and it's not what we do anymore. We've got really scraped knees, we've got a lot of hurts going on, we've been through a lot of pains, a lot of things, and a lot of unsafe places, and we've learned that in reality, that it wasn't safe to reach out and to reach up. And so we quit and we went inside of ourselves. And unlike that natural picture of a safe little child, we started to get to where we're just inside of ourselves, and we get upset at ourselves for falling, and we perceive ourselves as failing, and we're just really hurting on the inside. And before long, we practice this, and it becomes this way of not loving ourselves. And so much that I could say about this, and I want to say a lot more about it at the conference, but I think a really poignant thing that has already been said about it, Blaise Pascal said that God created man in his image, and then man turned around and returned the favor, and we think about God like he's us. We make God to be like us, and we think that God feels about us the way we feel about us. What I'm saying is, hopefully clear by now, we don't love ourselves, and therefore we don't think God loves us, and we don't think we're worthy of being loved. We don't think that we're enough, or we think that we're too much. All of these lies and things that have been said to us, and we're stuck. And according to the scriptures, you know, we're supposed to encourage each other daily and speak truth to one another so that our minds can be renewed, so we can get into this right thinking and unstuck. And that's the vision behind the Re3 Women's Conference, is to help each other come together, connect, and get unstuck and start thinking the right thoughts, because we are enough, because we are really loved, and because there's something really good inside of us that we need to share. And everybody in our life, as long as we're stuck in this place where we're not feeling like we're enough, and we're not feeling like we have anything to offer, and we're not feeling loved, and we're not loving ourselves, and we're in that place, everybody in our life is missing out on it. And that is not good. It's a shame, and it needs to change. And I'm in the process of that changing. The other leaders at this conference are in the process of that changing. You're in the process of that changing. I want to come together so we can be together in that, so we can speak truth to one another, because we need to. We need to get to that place where we're loving each other so that we can have that brotherly love, so that God will build his house. I know a lot of you listening to me that's the desire of our hearts, that God's presence would be with us, and we need it. Our whole world needs it. Our whole world has great needs, and we're raw and we're needy, and the last thing we need to do is to go inside of ourselves and feel like that's a failure. We're human. We have these needs, and we need to connect with each other, and we need to reach out, and we need to reach up. So I hope that that you'll come to the conference and we can do that together. And if you can't make it to the conference, hopefully this encourages you wherever you're at today. Thanks.